Emmy Solorzano. I'm with Edwards Lifesciences. My position is the product data change specialist. I've been there for about 4 years almost. My background is mostly operations and quality. So I think I've had many different positions in different industries, everything from medical device, which I currently am in. I've had a few different positions or different business experiences with medical device and then dietary supplements. I've had healthcare products and also, I guess, well, it's still medical device, but one of them was basically, related to the heart as Edwards Life Sciences. Another one has been with basically diabetes, and another one was with cannulas. So again, most of my experience is within the regulated industry and with operations and quality. When I started Edwards, I basically started as a contractor, so I was only going to be there for some short time as well. And then my contract got extended, and then it got extended again. So there was a lot of different functions and business units within Edwards. Well, I ended up in different business units, and one of those business units was helping with the Maria hurricane, I believe it was, which was part of the OLA ERG, which is something that I got introduced to. And so I was like, what is that, And they're like, well, there's all these employee resource groups that Edwards really tries to, I guess, make a place, or not really place, but have groups of people that are kind of like-minded and, want to, do something outside of the business world, which doesn't mean that we don't do anything with the business, but that kind of lets that group kind of focus on, helping others. And so that's the OLA ERG basically stands for Hispanic Organization for Awareness, Leadership Awareness. And then that's kind of where I got invited to, participate in some of the events that were going on within that group. And then it just so happened that AISS was pretty much given over to the OLA ERG. And that's kind of how I came to find out about AISS. So the first event was like, hey, we need help with the Bridging the Gap event. And I was like, what is that? And of course I was not familiar with anything about AISS, but I was like, yeah, sure, I'll help. And that's kind of how I started, just help here and there. And then I think about a year later, I was asked to kind of take over, or to kind of help taking over, but then it just turned to, no, you take over. And so that was kind of a little whirlwind type of experience, because I was just like, oh, I'll just help all the time, that's fine, and then it just came on to be more responsibility with it. But I was like, okay, I'll try it. And sink or swim kind of mentality that I have. It was like, sure. And if I need to cry out for help, I will. But it's been going really well. I love everything that AIS stands for. It's just really something that I feel is more than just helpful to, students at this point in time in their life, where it helps them discover what is out there. Because I think a lot of students really are not shown a lot of the real business world side. And I think that's important that they understand what it really is like in the real world, and this gives them that exposure. So where was AISS 20-40 years ago? And why is there not more push in organizations like this? Because it really can change a life, and the perspective of an adolescent, and to give them that vision of what my future, adult self and professional self will be. so it's just, really just a lack of this type of movement being nowhere that is mind-boggling, because I just don't see how people have not seen, and I mean, we're talking about adults here, right? Have not seen that this is definitely something that would just change the whole mentality of an adolescent, to a bigger, brighter future. That sometimes the lack of exposure to these students can just leave them nowhere. And to me, this is a definite turnkey, that it's like, well, the lights are on now, and I have a purpose, or I have a goal, or I can do this, or this is something that is not something that is impossible. Basically, it is there, it exists, and I can be that.